Hey guys, welcome back to the AfterBuzz TV After Show for Dance Moms here. We are going to talk all about the moms drama. We're going to talk about the social media drama, and we're going to talk about the police being called. What? Just in 1 second.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dance Moms After Show. As you can see, much like Sarah this episode, I am all alone here, but you guys are in the chat with me, so you will be my co-host for today, and I'll be shouting you out along the way. I am your host, Briana Phipps. Let's just get right into our thoughts on this episode. So the episode this week, drama got amped up for sure. I mean, we have not seen a fight between a mom and Abby like this in quite a while. And again, the kids are the ones paying for it. It just breaks my heart every time. So right off the bat, let's start with this drama that's going on between Studio 19 and Abby and her dance team. So Studio 19 is putting out text messages to Michelle, because this is her and Sarah's old studio. They are Instagramming, basically calling them out, being like, we're going to beat you for sure. Just not being nice. Michelle is telling Abby all of this, of course, but it's really amping up, how well they have to do. We always have to have a good little beef going on with another studio. No, it was before it was the Candy Apples. So I don't know if Studio 19 is the new Candy Apples, or is it just going to be for a couple episodes? The Candy Apples going to come back on later in the season. Who knows? But for now, it is this team. Regardless, this is always the stuff that just kind of like annoys me, because there's just no point to it. Rivalry is all fun and good, but there's a limit. And just being rude and mean, and apparently this is how they were to Sarah and her mom before when they were even on the team, like calling her ugly and just being downright nasty, especially to kids. Don't be mean to kids. I feel like that's just a common rule of life. Like, don't be mean to kids. So they are apparently, for now, the new rival, and we'll see what goes on with them. We see them later on in the dance, and they're, batting it with Michelle there at the dance competition as well, yelling, screaming. They apparently know what happens with Sarah, and they are just going after Michelle with it. And then they also are being loud and obnoxious in the actual dance room every time one of their people are performing, which we see Abby do the little eye roll at that. That part of it is not so annoying to me, because that's just dance competitions, or just competitions in general. You're going to cheer on your team. You're going to be loud and obnoxious and root for your team higher. So I think the eye roll from Abby, I think she has a right to be annoyed because of what they did before, but that part of it is more normal to me. And then we also have this drama, speaking of Michelle, between Michelle and Abby. So Abby says, point blank, do not mention another studio's name in my studio, because Michelle brings her the first bit of news of, I got a text, they're saying this, and Abby says that. She leaves at that point, and then the next day she says, do not mention a studio in this studio. There will be consequences. Of course, Michelle does not listen. When do they ever listen? So then they see on Instagram, and Michelle's like, we need to go tell Abby this. And other moms even say, I don't know. She left yesterday when you told her something. She said, don't say anything. Michelle tells her anyway, and Abby right away is like, get out. Get out, I told you. You're dumb. And Michelle says she's ignorant, and then Abby gets even more mad, because what's going to piss Abby off more than not listening to her, but calling her names as well? It's been this and I can't say unspoken, because it's been a spoken rule that, once Abby's riled up, you just leave her alone. You don't go off, and you don't definitely call her names, because that's just going to make her even more mad. And Michelle's big comeback is, well, you called me names. But again, like I said it last week, this is the thing with Abby and the dance show and dance moms in general. Abby, it's a little bit of it's not fair. Abby can do and say things. You can't. It's her studio. You want to be there. You got to abide by her rules. So Michelle doesn't abide by her rules. She gets even more riled up about this. She kicks her out, says, don't come back. You're not welcome back. And Sarah's not dancing. So as we've seen in the past, the kid is now again paying for the parent's mistake. And Abby kind of comments on this saying, well, that's the only way parents learn. And they never do learn, though, which is the most frustrating thing about the show, is that the parents are always, no matter what, continuously doing these things they know are going to harm their children. And that's the sad part, is that the kids are the ones getting hurt from this, because they're the ones that want to be there. They're the ones not saying anything, trying to do their best, trying to calm their moms down, trying to make their mom stop talking, and it doesn't work. Like, these parents just get overboard. Like, the term stage mom is like so low on the caliber of where these moms are. Like, stage mom is at a 2 and these moms are at a 10 in that fact. So Sarah's not allowed to dance. But is that going to stop Sarah and Michelle? Of course that's not going to stop Sarah and Michelle. They're going to come back. So they come back the next day when they're supposed to go to the dance competition, and Abby's like, you can't be here. And Sarah's crying, which is, it's heartbreaking to watch a child cry. And she was, a lot of things you can say are produced about reality TV, but like, this was like a sincere emotion. Like, she was gasping for air. She could not breathe. And it was just really, it was sad to see her have to go through that. And she just wanted to dance. Like, that's the sad part every time about these kids, is they just want to dance. They just want to do a good job. And whether it be Abby or their parents or whoever, it seems to be stopping them from doing a good job. And these kids are so talented. It's ridiculous how talented they are. So then we go off to the dance competition. Sarah and Michelle still go on their own, just not on the bus. And Abby kind of concedes and lets Sarah into the dressing room, but says Michelle can't come in. And then when Michelle has the fight with Studio 19 and then does come in, her and Abby get in a big blowout, and she's like, I'm just sitting here trying to apologize to you. And Abby calls the police. Now, you guys have to let me know in the comments, do you think it was right for Abby to call the police? Personally, I think that was a little too much. It's not like you were being threatened anyway. There's been way worse stuff happening on this show that the police were not called for. So we're calling the police because a mom was yelling at a rival studio because you don't like her. I don't always agree with Abby's decisions. I don't think many people always agree with Abby's decisions. And in this case, I think that this is like a waste of the police's time, a waste of your time, but we got to make the drama hyped up for television. So the police come, they tell her, she doesn't want you in here. You have to leave. She leaves, Sarah stays. And Sarah goes and watches the solos happen. And then the last bit on Sarah is that all the moms kind of band together because it has, and they're right, it has been happening where this is a divide happening between the team because there's been so much switch ups. There's been people coming in, people coming out, moms butting heads with each other and causing rivalries between their daughters. Rivalries happening within the kids because new members come in and other members feel left out. So there has been so much animosity happening on this dance team that they haven't been synced up with each other, and the dance is what hurts. And being a team gets hurt. So they band together and they say, we want Sarah to dance. She's not the one at fault. Her mother is at fault. Don't punish her. She knows the dance. Let her dance. And so she then gets to dance in the group dance. So let's talk a bit about these group dances. We have 2 solos, one for Brady and one for Lily, and we have the group dance, which is Body and Soul. Brady is left out of the group dance because it is going to be a very sexualized dance with these very sexy red leotards, and Abby didn't feel it was appropriate for Brady to be in that dance. Now, his mom, of course, thinks this is a punishment for Brady because he came in last week and the group didn't win. So, of course, we got to punish him by not giving him a group number. And this is what is so irritating, is that your son has a solo. So why are you complaining? You got a dance. You didn't have to get a dance. You could have been given no solo and no group. So there's kids that are in the group that don't have solo. They only have one dance. So why are we complaining over a solo but no group? It's It's just so much selfishness that goes on in the show and on this team. But Lily's solo is a very lyrical dance, and she only gets 1 hour of rehearsal time with Abby for this dance and to learn it. And Brady gets infinite amount of time with it and gets his costume before Lily even gets to practice her dance. So the moms are butting heads. Stacy and Tricia are butting heads because their kid, saying whose kid is basically in favor more, whose kid has a better chance of winning. The same old that we get every time from these moms. But Tricia saying that Lily has a leg up on Brady because her facial features are so much more advanced, meaning that she basically can act, and Brady's still working on that, which is true. Lily can, and it was almost a compliment, but then Stacy goes off on her for complimenting her daughter. Also, Stacy, calm down. Just say thank you, because she didn't bring it about in a way, even if the intent was malicious, the way it was said didn't sound malicious to me. So you don't need to be attacking somebody for complimenting the fact that your daughter has good facial features while she dances. You can just say thank you and move on. And then, of course, Stacy's big argument is that Brady gets all this time and Lily gets nothing. So we go off to the competition. They both do the solos. The solos are both gorgeous. Lily's did stand out more to me than Brady's. Her flexibility and her range with her emotions and her technique is outstanding. She has limbs that just don't break. They can bend in whatever which way and they don't break. And Brady's, while Rocket Man one was still very good, it didn't seem as difficult to me. And it just, his emotions, like we've said, they aren't up to par with Lily's. So hers did stand out more to me. They both did a great job, though. And I think that, he does need to work on his emotions, and he needs to work a little bit more on he has great technique as well, but his flexibility is not there the way hers is. And, he's a boy, so maybe it won't be 100% like hers, but I think it's just on some of the jumps, they were I wanted his legs up more. And then we had the group number, The Body and Soul, and I thought it was really, really good. I really enjoyed this number, and they looked gorgeous. I loved all of the movements. I love when people are kind of going off and doing their own thing, and then they come back together to do one grand moment and then go off again. It's kind of the same with singing when everything harmonizes and then goes off. It's that really cool moment of seeing that everybody can do what they need to do and not be distracted by the others. And yeah, I thought that I didn't really have any critiques on the group dance. There were some. I'm sure we'll learn next week what was wrong with it, and we'll see what Abby says, but I did not catch in my first watch of it. But there was maybe a couple times where certain people were slightly off, but not enough for me to make a big difference. And I really thought it was a fun dance, and I think that it was fine to not have Brady in this dance as well. So the Brady got 7th, Lily got 2nd for the solos. Again, without seeing any of the other dances, just them two, I do think Lily deserved to be higher than Brady. Did he deserve 7th? I don't know. I thought his dance was good enough to be up there, but again, I didn't see these other dances really, so maybe. Also, this was a weird way of judging it because it was overall, they've done this before on the show where it's not just given to age ranges, just overall everybody dancing. So Brady got 7th, Lily got 2nd. I'm fine with both of those places for them. And then the group got 2nd as well. In the solos, they got beat out by Studio 19, but in the group, they did not. They beat out Studio 19. But of course, with all the things that happened in this episode, Abby's not going to be happy with them just being Studio 19 and not winning, as she puts it. So that's where we left off on this. It's just not quite there yet with this group. they're not winning, and we know Abby expects wins. So I don't, we'll get into predictions a little bit later about what I think might happen moving forward with some of these dancers, but they didn't quite hit the mark for this one. I thought they all looked gorgeous. They all did a great job, and I'm considering the amount of drama going on in the dressing room, like 5 seconds before they have to perform, I think that that's outstanding. Also, what is outstanding is you guys always tuning in every single week to us here on the Dance Moms After Show, as well as all of our various other shows on AfterBuzz TV. We really do appreciate the fact that you guys make us the ESPN of TV talk, letting us talk about television, letting us hone our skills in this area, and just becoming better and better, and being able to have you in the live chat and being able to talk to you guys and coexist with you. And it's really fun to be able to kind of find all these other people that really love you and your show and what you talk about, and you get to just chat with them. And AfterBuzz is the place that lets us do that. So if you want to go ahead and give us that thumbs up on the video, if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of this show, as well as the Dance Moms show. And if you're on iTunes, go ahead and give us that 5-star rating. Give us a comment there as well. And as always, thank you guys again. So let's get into some of our special segments here on AfterBuzz TV. And the first one we're going to do is our Diva moment of the episode, which is where we're going to talk about the moment that was the most diva-y to us. And then as well, you guys can chat along in the comments and let us know what your diva moment of the episode was. I kind of have two, so let me try to figure out which one is the best one. I think I'm going to have to go with Abby. Just literally hearing her say, I got this text, and be like, okay, goodbye. This music sucks. Like, all of a sudden just hating everything and rolling herself out on her wheelchair out of the building. That's probably my standout diva moment. So there you go, Abby. You get the diva moment of the week from me this week. Let's get into news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Abby Lee Miller, we have a little bit of information for you guys on her relationship history. So there's been questions of, is Abby married, or was she ever married? The answer to all of that is no, she has not been married. She did fake an engagement to actor Michael Padula in 2014, right before her mom died, because she wanted to be able to have her mom pass away thinking she had somebody, and having that kind of, just calmness about, like, okay, my daughter's taken care of. She said, my mother was very ill and she just passed away. The fake engagement, I just think it was a comfort thing for her to know that there was somebody. So that is her, past with, like, kind of being married. She had a fake engagement. She just says basically that she has not found the one because her standards are too high, and that she views herself as though she is about 22, 23, 24. And so she has really high standards. She's not willing to settle, even though she may not be quite as young as she thinks she is, or that she portrays herself to be in her mind. She does say that she is not ruling out the possibility of finding somebody, and that she still wants to find the one. But she says, I make decisions all day, so it's nice for a woman like me to go to dinner and have the man take the menu and say, let me order. So if you want to be with Abby, that is what she's looking for. That's what she is expecting. She said other women would be offended by that, but I'm like, good, because I can't make one more decision today. I want someone to rub my feet without being asked. So if you want to date Abby Miller, she is still open to the idea of a relationship, and this is the kind of guy she wants. So go ahead if you want and reach out to Abby. I'm sure she would be open to going out on a date with you potentially. Let's get into our predictions for next week's episode.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So from the previews, obviously there's still a lot more drama to come. We see that Michelle drama is still rampant and going on. I think we might have to take a break from Sarah, because I don't think either we'll have to take a break from Sarah, or one of the moms will have to kind of take Sarah under their wing and she'll like be almost like a foster child in their home for the time being. I think we've seen that before. I can't think of who it was, but I feel like we did see that happen before. But I think this is Michelle's last week for a while, because I don't think that Abby's going to put up with her. As far as the rest goes, I think we need a win. I think it's been kind of that whole thing where we have gone a few weeks now without a win, and usually with the show, we kind of ramp it back up and we come around to a win by this point. So I think next week they might win because the drama escalated so high. I think that Brady will come back up. I think that this was an off week for him, but I think that he is going to be given another solo and he'll have another chance to prove himself, and I think he will stand out. But most of all, I think we just need to get to a place where there's some sort of unity, whether it be with the kids and Abby, the moms and the kids, something, and we're not there yet. So I think next week has to kind of end with some sort of community feeling between some part of this team. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the episode. Thank you guys so much for joining with me today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I want to thank everybody that was in the live chat. We have Sophia and Riley, Serena Kayla, Mazzy Cookie, Eddie Bruss. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today and for chatting along with me in the live chat. I really enjoyed having you there. And we'll see you guys all next week. Until then, you can find me at Bri_Phipps, PHIPPS. And I will check in with you guys next week on another episode of Dance Moms. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.